Ryan Holmes of Fansided and Stacking the Box, joined now by All-Pro Colts running back Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan, how are you?
I'm doing well today. It's always good, especially coming off of a win. It's always a good day rolling into that next week.
Yeah, I know you had a good day. You had a little DQ event today out there in Indy. What was it like tossing and saucing with your teammate out there?
Oh, it was amazing. So today was an off day, but anytime that I have some downtime, I always love to connect with the community, the fans. They're what make Lucas Oil special. So today, me and AR, we were at our local DQ, our Dairy Queen today, to go and promote, try, and hand out some of their new sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. We tried two of their flavors, the Parmesan garlic and the honey barbecue. He did most of the tossing. I did most of the saucing, of course, naturally. But it was actually really fun. There were fans there from young to old. I mean, we interacted with college students, some mothers, some really small kids. It was a really, really cool event. And it was nice to see that many people come and pack a Dairy Queen out like that. So it was really awesome. And we also got to spend a great time at Dairy Queen, a place that I've been going to for years, still go to now, even after a big game. It's always nice to go to a Dairy Queen and get a nice victory meal after you expended, a bunch of calories. So it's always awesome.
Yeah, no, me and my wife go to DQ all the time. Big Blizzard guy. Big
Huge.
Blizzard guy.
You have to add that. That's like a must always. You add that in there now, always.
Yeah, protecting the chicken, protecting the ball. I think they go hand in hand, right? Anthony Richardson tossing you the chicken strips, just working on your RPOs right there.
We're really training as we're having fun, which is, I mean, I don't think you can ask for anything better than that.
Yeah, you mentioned it, coming off a big win. Colts are. What's the season been like for you so far? A little up, little down. You started off great, got a little banged up. How are you feeling so far?
I'm definitely feeling better. And like you mentioned, it's been a little up, it's been a little down. Really been a normal season. That's how the NFL season goes. You're going to face some adversity. Just thankful, not anything too severe. There's been some severe things that go on to some players, or even early on this year. So just thankful, nothing to that magnitude right now. Working each and every single day to get back on the field, making plays. You guys can see they've been fighting. They've been scratching and clawing. We got a huge division win on the road, which is always hard to get. So I just can't wait to get back out there with the guys to be able to just do my small little part and keep winning football games.
Yeah, what's it like playing with Anthony Richardson? Obviously, you're great with him at DQ, but on the field, what's it like? Dude is obviously electric. He's a great runner as well, which adds a whole nother element to you in his game. What's that partnership like on the field with AR?
It's been awesome. It's almost like defenses have to really sit down and plan and decide, how are we going to defend this? What is our plan? What are we going to do? It puts a lot of stress on the defense when you have someone with Anthony's talent to be able to put together a plan for that. I would hate to be a defensive coordinator because I'd be stressing and pulling my hair out because I wouldn't know how to put together a plan for it. But you guys can see the plays that he makes, the competitor that he is. And for me, it's just awesome to be back there with him to help him out, make his job easier so he can go out there and be electrifying.
For you, your college career was just insane. I mean, it was nuts, averaging over 2,000 yards a season up there in Wisconsin. It was video game numbers. When you look back at your time up there, what do you most take away from that experience?
I think that, looking back, you realize that was really a special time, especially just with the guys that we had in that locker room. I mean, we were so close, but anytime we stepped out on the field, we knew, like, we can do this. And I trust you. I trust that you're going to do your job. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I'm in my right spot. I'm doing the job that I'm supposed to do because I know you are. And I just think that coming together like that and having the seasons that we did, it was super special. I mean, shout out to the 2017 team. Most wins in school history, like 13 wins. So, I mean, it was just such a fun time. And I met some really great friends and people and relationships that I'll have for a lifetime.
Yeah, I love these Midwest schools right here. Wisconsin, I'm a Mizzou alum, so I root for the not the underdog, but that next tier down. Okay, we're hoping for the college football playoffs. That's what we're hoping for. In 2021, you carried the ball 332 times. I mean, that's just an insane workload that you had. What was it like going through that season? What was it like getting ready for the next week when you're carrying the ball that often? And did you like having a workload that was 332 carries?
Yeah, that was similar to a workload that I've had pretty much my whole career from high school going on to college. But it's not so much even the workload because when you have a workload like that, you're like, man, my teammates, my coaches, they trust me. They trust me enough to lean on me in this many games in order to be a playmaker for them. So it really just makes you go that much harder with your prehab, with your rehab, with your recovery to know like my teammates are leaning on me. I'm going to be there for them. And I want them to know I have their backs. So that's always an awesome feeling. So you do everything in your power to make sure you can do it week in and week out.
Obviously, you are an elite running back, but what do you think are some elite running back traits? Like, what do you think actually matters for a running back to have to be one of the best in the NFL versus maybe some that fans overvalue?
I think number one, you have to have patience as a running back. And you have to have vision, and I think you got to have a little bit of like a toughness to you that is not seen with other positions. It's a position where every play, whether you have the ball or not, you're getting hit. It's a play where you have to defend and block 245, 255 pound linebackers coming straight downhill with a running start. It's a play where you also have to be a bit of a receiver and catch the ball. So you kind of have to have a toughness to you because you're always hitting maximal effort every single play, and you have to do it week in and week out. So I do think those are some key traits for a running back.
What's the hardest part about being a running back in the NFL? That transition from college to the NFL, obviously things change, but what's the hardest part?
I think the hardest part of being an NFL running back is being able to maintain your body and your health. Like I mentioned, every single play you're really getting hit, whether you have the ball or not. So being able to do that at the NFL level, maybe even at the college level, you're still kind of stronger than others. You may be faster than others, but here everyone, the talent level is elite. So like I mentioned, when you have those hits, those car crashes coming every single week, then it's not so much of how elite are you on the field, it's how elite are you off the field with your recovery and maintaining your body because next week is going to be another tough matchup.
Yeah, it's such a good point. Pass pro, sometimes you think, okay, the running back's not getting hit, and that might be the worst hit the running back takes. The running starts from I'm like, dude, I'd be bulldozed. Ain't no chance. I'm not sorry, QB. I'm out here.
It's for sure a tough thing.
Yeah, AR's fast, man. He can get out of there. He's good. He can move. In your mind, who's the most underrated Indianapolis Colt?
For me, I think one of the most underrated Indianapolis Colt is Ashton Doolin. I mean, I don't think guys really understand, especially he makes so many plays, especially from a special team standpoint at gunner. I mean, he's getting double teamed. They're trying to midpoint him, and he's flying past them. I believe he's running like 22 miles an hour, and he's down there, first one down there, making the tackle every single time, every single rep. So I don't think people understand, though, but being able to flip the field like that and have great field position, that's huge for our defense. So I do think he's an underrated Colt for sure.
With a lot of NFL defenses starting to almost revert back to the cover two high shell, right? They're trying to take away a lot of these big plays. Obviously, you and the Colts have been very effective. Alec Pierce, I mean, just look at the numbers so far to start the season. Deep ball city right there. But this is opening up a lot of lanes for running backs, right? I've noticed it here. I'm here in Kansas City right now, and I've noticed, Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, you're seeing two safeties deep, lighter boxes. As a running back who has some physicality right there, what does that look like for you? Some of the changes and how defenses are attacking right now.
It's definitely awesome because you understand that's the kind of stress that you could put on the defense. If defenses are scared to death, letting anything get behind them, explosive plays, now you have to play it honest. Now there's running lanes, and especially being a physical runner, you make one, two people miss. Now you may be off to the races. So it definitely puts things in our favor. And you just have to capitalize on those opportunities. You have to every single time.
Yeah, I know things are all golden now, like the crispy chicken strips right there at DQ. But what was it like going through the business side of things last year with the contract extension and all that stuff happening? I know a lot of fans, we don't always know, right? Fans don't always know what's happening behind the scenes. It's sometimes finger pointing, sometimes it's smooth, but you just never know what goes on behind the scenes. How was that for your first time going through that contract extension?
Yeah, and I think for the biggest thing is athletes are so regimented that you go through this long off-season process of getting healthy post-surgery. And once that timeline comes when you expect to be healthy and your body, you realize, okay, everyone heals different. Your body didn't respond to the timeline, and now you're not healthy enough to be on the field. That definitely made things tougher when you were for sure expecting to be healthy going into camp and you weren't. But I also realized that there are a lot of great fans out there who actually had my support, who had my back. They wanted to, one, see me healthy, but then two, they also wanted to see me and the team be able to work things out. Ultimately, we did, and the whole thing was about being healthy. And like I mentioned, that's tough for an athlete. It's definitely tough for myself, that being so regimented and first time having surgery and you realize like, okay, just because there's a certain timeline doesn't mean you're going to heal like that. So that definitely sucked. But once I got healthy, I mean, I was just relieved to get back on the field with my teammates because I know that's what I had my sights set on. The whole rehab process was I'll be back on the field with my team, making plays, having fun. And, ultimately we got it done. And, ever since then, I've just been wanting to still continue to be that playmaker for those guys because I know that they trust and know that, Jonathan will get the job done every time.
Before I let you go here, how have you seen the running back position evolve? Obviously, growing up, at least for me, I'm 30 now, so I'm getting a little older over here.
I grew good. I'm five behind you. You're right. I'm right there.
I grew up with like LT and Priest Holmes and Sean Alexander, right? I grew up, I almost like to say the golden age of running back, but that was when they were really Marshall Faulk. They were the focal point, but it was almost run first. You didn't see a whole bunch of swing passes. You didn't see him getting involved in the pass game quite as often. How have you seen the running back position evolve over your 25 years now?
I think we've also seen the running back position be asked to do more now. Like you mentioned, some of those guys, they were asked to be a bit more in the receiving game, but now it's even more so. They want running backs to be even more involved in the passing game. But then also you've seen guys being able to show that false narrative of once running backs hit a certain workload, a certain year in the league or a certain age that the play tends to drop off. But we've seen guys like Derrick Henry, Saquon, Joe Mixon, once they start hitting these certain years, the play even elevates. So it kind of, debunks that false narrative of once you hit that certain point that the play drops off. So me continuing to stay focused and do everything I can to continue that trend in the right direction for running backs.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, though. I mean, maybe sometimes the burst might take a step back, but then the vision takes a step forward. It's all about how do these come together to make the best running back possible. I'm with you there. I do want to give a huge shout out to DQ one more time. 100% all white meat seasoned chicken strips that's bursting with an enjoyable combination of sweet and smoky barbecue flavors or a flavor-packed Parmesan garlic sauce. Each basket comes with fries, Texas toast, and your choice of dipping sauce. I'm a gravy guy myself. Every time I get those chicken strips, I always rock the gravy. Okay. It's available in a 4 or 6 piece basket right there at Dairy Queen. Favorite flavor? Which one you going with? You going with the Parmesan garlic or the honey barbecue?
I sauced both of them today. It was tough. It was tough for me, but the honey barbecue was definitely a fan favorite. And as I thought about it, I listened to the fans because I'm a man of the people. So I listened to the fans and I'm like, you know what? Because I definitely love the Parmesan garlic. But as I started just eating more of the honey barbecue, I'm like, you know what? It's a classic flavor. You can't go wrong. I'm going with the honey barbecue sauce and tossed chicken strip for sure.
Man of the people, all-pro running back for the Indianapolis Colts, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan, appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you having the time today.